20 minutes.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Jacob Allen, I Gun Stream Live from Long Island, New York, where today was pretty good today. Wasn't
Not
so
Very
bad.
cold day.
wasn't so great weather-wise, and my backyard is an ice skating rink.
Yep. -12 up here.
Wow, it makes it feel toasty in New York.
Yeah, I went out and I immediately went back in.
Hmm.
-12. That's the real temperature, or the feel.
The feel.
Yeah.
What was the real temperature, too?
Yeah, -1.
Bad enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it hit negative. Yeah, it hit -2, but then it felt like -12.
And the kids in the college walk around barefoot in the snow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know that 90% of Canadians live within a couple of miles from the American border, like
Yeah,
90,
all the way south?
I did know that actually. It's crazy because as soon as you go like 100 miles north in Canada, you just want to turn around. It's too cold.
Yeah,
very,
there's nothing.
a lot of land and no people, right?
Yeah.
They all live as south as possible.
So they all live right on top of Minnesota or wherever.
Yeah, New York, Minnesota. Just their southern border.
So maybe Trump has got the right idea to make him the 51st state.
They could give him the north.
Canada, the 51st state, and
King
the
of King of the North, like Game of Thrones.
Gulf of America, and what else? Greenland,
Greenland.
and we're going to put the American flag up on the Panama Canal, right?
Yeah, that's gonna encourage other nations to do weird stuff too.
Is that called imperialism?
That's what it is, right?
I don't care as long as the market goes up. What do I care? Andrew, good luck with that. I like Nvidia not just for a swing, just buy it and forget about it. Why be a genius for timing it? I'd rather suffer a couple of downside. I'd rather suffer a 10% downside and hold on to it if I had to. If I had to, I mean, rather
Yeah.
than rather than try to be a genius in timing. To the 50. Okay.
Could be. Could be.
Yes, we'll do. I think Professor Spike, I don't know if he had knee surgery yet or not. I forget.
Yeah. We wish him well.
Yeah, I hope he feels better soon.
Andrew wants to know about GPRK. You worried?
Yeah, I'm always buying it. I bought some today.
You're not worried that it slipped below 10?
Not worried. These types of dividend plays, I just buy them whenever they're cheap because anytime it's below 10, that means I'm getting a free 15% yield. So I'm happy with it.
Kind of like me with TLC. I think I've been buying on the way down, and now I'm starting to buy on the way up.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of gift buys soon. Like things will start to get a little cheaper.
I think interest rate plays are still good, like Nail and TLT. And I think they're good.
Yeah, Neil is doing good. Every morning it shoots up, then goes back down, but it's overall I'm up.
Yeah.
I'm up like
Nail, I think is a good play. TLT, IEF, all of them. IEI. I like them all.
Yeah, you want me to chart?
Yeah, I think the interest rates are going down, not up. So they were going up, which upset me. I think they're going to go back down.
I'll get this chart up.
I was beginning to question whether I was right or wrong, but now I'm feeling confident I was right. TLT, I was doubting my own bullshit for a while. Why do I keep buying this every day, TLT? But I think it's going to pay off.
Conviction.
Yeah.
I'm trying to share, but I don't think it's working.
Really? Do I have to do something?
You might have to allow me to share.
You're
Yeah,
right.
there we go.
You're right.
All right. The spiders, the usual.
Professor Omar drew that downward trend, downward channel, and he said that their term trend is definitely down. And what does it do? It breaks out to the top.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, looking at this chart, I don't see much to worry about yet.
Gapped
It's
up.
like, it's doing this, continues to do this.
He did say new highs ahead, so we'll give him some credit.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this one, there isn't a whole lot to comment on, right? It's pretty linear. It just goes up. You
I,
have,
I think this is the number that he said he was going to short at. He was long, and he said when it hits this number, I think that was the number where it closed.
I mean, if you want to go short, maybe now is the time because it hasn't made a new high yet. Maybe tomorrow it makes a new high and then it goes down. It's hard to say.
Professor Omar is not going to be on with us on Tuesdays anymore,
Okay.
so we'll have to do it out him on Tuesdays. I'll have to read his mind, which is probably telling me we would be short, thinking about shorting S&P. I don't agree with that, but that's what he's planning on doing. I think. I
Yeah, I
would.
think I might agree with him soon, but not yet. I want to wait a little longer. I think there'll be some post inauguration euphoria that takes us maybe a month or two.
Yeah, so you're looking to short at 630, 640.
Yeah, I think 630 sounds right. That was a number I was eyeing a while back. It makes sense to me.
Well, he's talking about really short-term short, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't really do that anymore. But yeah, I mean, I could see an argument for it doing something like this, makes another double top, goes down, and then like goes here, messes around, and goes to the top.
That's what he thinks. He thinks we're going to get a zig down before we get the zig up.
Yeah, because maybe he's thinking go long at 575, which that's fine. If that's what he's seeing, I don't hate that.
Well, he's been long, he's been right, but now he's going to switch to the short side.
Yeah. I think as a very short-term short, I don't hate that. But you got to be careful, I think, because I do think if it goes back down, it could whipsaw up pretty quick.
He plays those ES mini futures, on the S&P.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, I think we've done enough of this one. What do you want to do?
Long term, medium term bullish, short term bullish, intermediate term bearish, and ultra long term bullish. That's where I am.
Yeah, I think I agree with almost all of that. But I'll add in long-term bearish, but ultra-long bullish.
That's right. I feel the same way.
Long meaning 9 months, maybe
Well,
6 months.
I think even longer. When I say long term bullish, I could take. In other words, we could enter a bear market for a year and a half easily.
Yeah, that's what I'm personally seeing on my end. I'm seeing once spring hits, I'm going to be very careful.
I agree. Go away in May, come back in whatever November. That's what they say.
Come back next year. Just go on vacation for
Back,
10
next May, yeah.
maybe. Well, we'll see. But I agree with the short term things could get a little wonky.
The Bitcoiners are euphoric with Trump and all those Bitcoin people.
Bitcoin is a chart that I've trusted more than most charts for a while. For some reason, not just because of the Trump thing, I just think that this is primed to eventually decouple from traditional S&P related risk on.
It does the Professor Omar W thing. You look at the distance from the middle peak in the W down to the bottom peak, and then you add that onto the top where it is now, and that's where the target is.
Yep.
That would be
Yeah.
that would be probably about 640, 635. I don't know. I didn't do the calculation. I'm just eyeballing it.
What do you mean 635?
On the SPY.
Oh, on SPY. Yeah, I'm on Bitcoin right now, but yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, it's up. I'm sorry, Bitcoin. So this would be 135.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I like this W theory where maybe we go retest 90 by the end of the month and then really power through. I'm short-term bearish, medium-term, long-term, ultra long-term bullish. It's hard for me to ever be bearish any time frame on Bitcoin. I like it.
Yes, the Bitcoin is it's going to infinity. So
I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe 200K this year. I wouldn't put it past anyone at this
point. A lot of them are calling for 200K, you know, the real crazies.
Yeah, I don't think I would go that far, but I mean, I think I could see 140, 150.
MicroStrategy 2000, all kinds of numbers.
Yeah, let's look at a couple more Bitcoin related.
Well, definitely look at MicroStrategy.
Yeah, this one's starting to interest me I want to start adding to this again. I haven't added in a while.
Do you see the jump today, and then it went down to like close that gap? It made a huge jump last week.
Yes.
And then today went back, closed the gap, went back up.
There's a new gap. There's a new gap.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I see that. It's kind of a strange candle today. I actually wouldn't be surprised if it also W's. Like if maybe it'll go back down to, I don't know about that low. Maybe somewhere in this range, 3.
You don't see the W already? There is a W right there.
I see that one, but I'm talking about maybe it's like a longer one. Just because I think this one moves as Bitcoin moves, and I think Bitcoin's possibly due for a bit of a pullback. So I would be careful personally entering right now. I would want to wait and see for a sec.
I'm going to give you guys.
Well, the whole reason this thing went up is because Trump won.
You guys a true false question. Ray Dalio is bullish Bitcoin. True or false?
Ray Dalio? I mean, based on everything I know about him, I would say false.
What do you say, Kamal? The Bridgewater dude.
I don't know. I don't know this guy.
I heard him on with Tom Keene this morning on surveillance.
What did he say?
Has a small position in Bitcoin. He's not wildly bullish, but he has a small position.
Okay, so he is
1.5% of his portfolio.
Okay.
Which is small for him, but not for the normal person.
No. Yeah, I'm bullish long term here for sure. I like this company a lot. And yeah, I mean, you might just have support at the 50-day. It might be as simple as that. I mean, today it almost bounced off it. Like, this might be one of those ones where if it drops below this red line, you just buy it.
I buy it at the red line.
Yeah, you could just buy it now too. But I mean, you've seen it go below and it goes back up pretty quick. I mean, it's been above it for quite a while. Yeah.
I'm buying all these ridiculous overpriced stocks right now, like MicroStrategy, IonQ. I'm buying them all. I'm a glutton for
Yeah.
punishment. Buying these things at the top are very dangerous.
I'm doing my best not to sell. I'm in the green in MicroStrategy, and I usually sell, but I'm holding this time.
I don't blame you. You can get 2,000. You want to cash in, you can retire.
Yeah.
You are semi-retired anyway, right?
Yep.
What's next?
Apple. I'm getting drubbed with Apple.
Yeah, I'm thankful. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of this, but everyone owns some, so we have to look at it.
I bought it and I sold it today. I made 2 points, but I think it's gonna hit that 200, which is like 217 and some change.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, I think it has a pretty good chance of going below it. I mean, I think it all depends on the general kind of macro, but I would personally not be in a rush to get in until somewhere between these two lines.
Also, I also feel I missed my selling opportunity, so I'm holding.
Archie, could you draw a horizontal line at the 200? I just want to see if there is support there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit. I mean, I can just move this down. Yeah, I think there's support at the 200, and then there's even stronger support at this 207, 206 level. So,
What's that low that just stands out? You know, that one. Yeah.
yeah, this one that's down near 196. That one also could come into play, but then you're looking at very, very strong support, because that's where the old highs were back in 2024. So
If it breaks below that, look out.
yeah, if you're going below 196, then it could go to 150 in a hurry.
Well, I'm gonna let you guys talk. I gotta take this call. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, but I think I agree overall. This one, I wouldn't be in a big rush to get in. But at the same time, tomorrow will be very telling. If it just gaps back up, then maybe today was a local low. But I think it's going to stay at these levels and then probably go down.
I see.
Yeah. But I think these ranges make sense. 206 to 217, 196 to 206. Those are all key levels. What are people requesting anything? NVIDIA. I'll do that one, and then GeoPark, and then a couple more, and then we'll call it. So NVIDIA, what did we do today? This one's interesting. It's not looking bad, actually. I would say, let me draw a trend line first, just to orient myself. Yeah, that trend seems to make sense. I mean, the thing that I like is over the last week, it didn't test the low from December. It seemed to make a higher low there. What'll be really interesting is if it does make another run up to try to get to the 153 and it rejects, that might be a really important number, because 3 tests, if you can't pass it, usually that means that's a really, really tough nut to crack. But based on the long-term chart, I actually think that if it tests 153 again, I think it's actually going to likely break upwards, given the shape of the lows. The lows are continuously higher, which means somewhere in this range, maybe February, March, I think it'll make a real run and try to make new highs. So I like it. What was he? Yeah, Andrew was saying above 140. 140, I think, is a level that makes sense because that's the 50-day moving average. So yeah, I think that checks out. Yeah, I don't know, Kamal, do you want to chart any?
Can you do on IO, Neo?
Oh, I haven't thought about this in a long time. Wow. You own this?
I bought it and sold it many times. I made money. Just
Yeah, swinging it. Yeah, it's there's nothing too exciting here, I will say, but at the same time, if you're bottom fishing, it might be a good time to get in because right, I mean if you're betting on this at these levels, your downside might only be 50 cents, given that that's where it made a double bottom over the course of last year. But at the same time, right, like I don't see any evidence that this is out of its downtrend yet. Like if we were to draw this,
yeah, it's in a downtrend for sure. Yes, I see
yeah.
that.
So it's clearly it needs. I mean, I think it's as simple as the 50-day is resistance until it's not. Um,
Yeah,
the
I
50
see
day
it.
though is that's about 30 cents to the upside, and then
What
it might
stock?
be a.
What stock we looking at?
This is Neo. Kamal wanted to look at Neo, which I haven't even thought of in a long time.
NIO, an old favorite of ours, right?
Yeah. What I was thinking here is if you're wanting to get in, you need to break the 50-day upwards. But there isn't a ton of downside here. I mean, you might be looking at 60, 70 cents downside,
Uh-huh.
but not much further than that. Like I don't think it's going to go below
Would
365.
you prefer this one or PENG? What do you prefer? This one clear case of consolidation in my mind.
Can I say neither?
You could say
I mean,
no.
I guess PENG, but I just like other sectors a lot more than this one right
Let's
now.
cancel looking at that. Look at SERV, the robotics company. I bought some today.
Yeah, I'm pretty bearish EVs for a while. I think it's going to take a long time. Oh, SERV. Wow.
I just
Yeah, I
got
mean,
in.
this looks great. Not a
Well,
whole lot to say here.
there's little in the way of revenues, but they're hot startups. So
Yeah. I mean, what I like about this one is this looks like a classic cup and handle, right? You can't draw it any better than that.
yeah, I think Walmart's is going to get deliveries from the robots soon. So they're going to use the serve robots to make deliveries. In the cities where you're allowed to drive, without self-driving.
You know what? I think this is going to 30. Why not?
And also, what YouTube is going to do, Uber, not YouTube, Uber Eats is going to use them.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I mean, the way it bounced off the 20-day so perfectly today is very bullish. Yeah, I mean, it'll get a little bumpy once it retests this high because that's just how the market works. But
Remember,
uh,
remember Star Wars, the two robots, CP30 and R2D2.
yeah, C3PO.
This one is the one that this company is using is R2D2.
Yeah, I've actually been to some restaurants where they have R2D2s that serve you bowls of noodles.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's just going to be no jobs for service industry people anymore. Why would they be?
No more truck drivers, no more taxi cab drivers.
Yep. Everyone's job will just be how to learn Chat GPT, basically. But yeah, I think this one is going to. I like the odds here. I personally, in my opinion, I think this can go back to $30.
We could, but I'm averaging in, so I don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah, I think buying below 20 makes sense and then enjoy the ride up to 25. I could see it doing something like this
I
and
think
then
it's
going up.
for now. It's a long-term hold of mine. I'm not thinking short-term.
Yeah. But I do like the short-term pattern. So, all
Yeah, no, it's
right,
fine.
I'm going to look at GeoPark because that was a question that I got from Andrew. And yeah, I mean, I think this one was due for a bit of a give back. It had like quite the run towards the end of last year, early this year, based on some really good news about. They just put out some really excellent financial results. I don't love today's candle, but on the bright side, it bounced off the 50-day and kind of made its way back up nicely. So I think this it's very volatile, but with all these dividend plays, you're going to see volatility built in just because of the nature of dividend payouts. So,
Taking the same approach with this one as I am with the L2.
yeah, just dollar cost average. And
I don't have as much of this one. I have a lot more TL2.
yeah,
Taking the same approach.
yeah, this one, I think everyone that, wants to diversify out of the US market should be thinking about plays like this because it's a money printer. I think it's just foreign plays. They have a steeper test to actually go up just because they don't get the same multiples as domestic plays.
Right.
I think if this company was domestic, it would be at $17 to $22, and that's my long-term price target. I just want to see it get up to fair value.
I think there's a risk premium in this with it being South America.
I think that's true. I think that's already been baked in. I mean, but that's just the way I think about these plays. I think that the risk is already part of the equation, and I just look at what is it going to pay me in dividends and what is it worth. And I think under $10, I just buy this. I always buy it.
It's not as long as it's not Panamanian. We're okay.
Yeah, this is definitely not Panamanian. All right, maybe one more, and we'll give it
I,
a.
I don't have any more. We did all of mine. How about Cabinet Guy?
MVST for cabinet guy, and then we will go eat dinner.
Yep.
Oh, this is fun. Look at that consolidation.
Is that a flag? It looks like a flag. It's like
Yeah, that's a really nice flag.
It's a definite bullish flag.
I always struggle with drawing these.
Found support at whatever that average is. 12-day.
God, why is my computer?
What is that? 20-day.
Yeah, sorry, my computer always does weird stuff. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I mean this one. Holy crap! It's
perfect support at that average.
Yeah, the 20-day looks very, very nice. Yeah, I mean that is a bull flag typically.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean how I've never even heard of this.
Could go up to new highs very well.
I think I'll just buy it now because I need to own it.
Okay.
To pay attention to it.
See, otherwise you'll forget about it.
Yeah, I'll buy a little bit after I log off.
Now we'll do final thoughts, and you can go and buy after you log off.
Yeah. All right. What do we think?
What I want to say is that to everyone, remember, we're not gurus. We're nobodies. Do your own due diligence. And even if we were Ray Dalio or whoever, you got to do your own due diligence. He would tell you the same thing, right?
Yeah. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
You know what's best to do with your own green stuff. So who are we to tell you?
Yeah.
Cabinet guy, you're welcome. You're being polite, Andrew. You're welcome. So what are final thoughts, Arjun?
Yeah, my final thoughts are I'm looking for Bitcoin to have a very strong short-term and long-term outlook where it'll prove that it doesn't need the broader market to do well. That's my somewhat bold prediction for the year, because I'm somewhat bearish medium to long term the S&P, but I'm correspondingly bullish crypto. So I think that divergence is going to be my final thought.
My final thought is very boring because it's the same as it's been for the last month. Dollar cost average on TLT. Kamal?
I would say I'm more than 50% in crypto and miners, mainly MicroStrategy and Wolf.
Okay, buy the miners. Very good. Everyone, have a great couple of days trading. See you back here on Thursday. Ciao.
Ciao. Thank you.
Thank you.